So today we're going to learn about star clusters. Star clusters happen when many stars form together and stay together for for millions of years or billions of years maybe. And so first the stars are born, as most stars do. They undergo the ordination as a star, like the protostar stage, the T-Tauri star, and they're simply born. And sometimes they don't have to be the same thing for them to be a cluster. They actually are different things most of the time. So this is the young cluster, where all the stars are very newly developed and young. And the gas still holds all that star mass loosely, because the gas is mostly depleted from all that star formation and the spinning, and some of them are still pulled away from the star cluster because they don't have enough gas to hold them together. And the older cluster, well, sometimes the majority of the stars still remain while others float off, and the older clusters eventually dissipate into space. The older clusters eventually, the stars dissipate into space and form with other stars, and then if they're lucky, they become, well, yeah. And then there's these blue stragglers. You know blue stragglers? Blue stragglers are very rare, very, very rare in star clusters. If any scientists discover one, they will report it to the media right away. And blue stragglers are young, high mass blue stars. And that is not natural. That is not very usual in clusters, because they are so ancient. They are so old and dense and ancient, because and they should not be having those. So if those blue stragglers pop up on the radar, oh, they will report it. I don't know how soon, but I think they will report it right away to the media. And they happen because of rare collisions from the stars being so tightly packed. So they collide and they form this blue straggler. So that's why the blue stragglers are formed. And also, did I forget to mention, there's not just one type of cluster. There are two types: the open cluster and the globular clusters. The open clusters only contain a few stars, and it's still visible to the naked eye. Like, it's still visible, but it's less than. And yeah, so they're not many stars in this cluster. So it's open, so you can see it, obviously. And the stars in the stars in a globular clusters, however, most of them are over 10 billion years old or more. They're very ancient stars. And the 10 billion years old part was in Omega Centauri. Omega Centauri was probably the oldest living globular cluster found. And it's very far away. The stars shine brightly in most globular clusters, but they're so far away that you can't see them. You can't. You have to use some kind of telescope. The cluster is visible, but it looks like a single star, so you can't see the whole entire thing without using a telescope, or else it will only look like just one star. One star. So that's really a bummer, because this one you could see all of them, but this one you can't. So that is kind of a bummer for us. And sometimes all things aren't meant to be seen. So yeah. That's pretty much it.
From that book? From what book?
stars work.
Okay.
These works. Right here.
When did you read this?
Well, I read it like a few days ago. Yeah.
A few days ago. Okay.
I read. I read about.
Is the assignment or you just read it for fun?
Well, it wasn't assigned once, but actually a few days ago I read it just for fun and to learn something to teach my dad.
All right. Thank you very much, George.